Hi, it's Ulti Carlson here. If you know me or you've watched this channel for any length of time, you certainly know that I'm a Monty Python fan. And I'm always curious to see what the Pythons did after the days of Monty Python. And believe it or not, many of them went on to do several other very interesting things. Terry Gilliam, the group's animator who was seldom seen on screen during their productions, actually became a very successful director, directing movies like Time Bandits, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. But today we're taking a look at a movie that may very well be Gilliam's masterpiece. The movie I'm talking about is Brazil from 1985, released on 4K courtesy of the Criterion Collection. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. Great cover art there depicting one of those surreal dream sequences from the film. There's our spine text. This is number 51 in the Criterion Collection because they've released this movie several times over the years. Back cover. There is a booklet included. Got nice panoramic art there from one of those surreal dream sequences. Even the credits in here they did in the style of some of the ministry forms. There's an essay here by David Sterrett. Admittedly, I don't know who he is, but there are some very interesting words to be read here. Info on the master, and some additional special things there. Again, done in the style of the ministry forms from the film. We get 3 discs in this package. Disc 1 is the film in 4K Ultra High Def. The next disc is the film on Blu-ray disc. And the third disc is a Blu-ray of supplements. Under the discs there, you have another nice shot of the clouds. In the dystopian masterpiece Brazil, Jonathan Pryce plays a daydreaming everyman who finds himself caught in the soul-crushing gears of a nightmarish bureaucracy. This cautionary tale by Terry Gilliam, one of the great films of the 1980s, has come to be esteemed alongside anti-totalitarian works by the likes of George Orwell, Aldous Huxley, and Kurt Vonnegut. And in terms of set design, cinematography, music, and effects, Brazil is a non-stop dazzler. I recall reading a review for Brazil many years ago, and the way they described the film is, what if the IRS ran the world? And I think that's actually a pretty apt description of what this movie is all about. You have a central bureaucracy in the film that pretty much runs every aspect of people's lives, and we see this largely from the perspective of one everyman character portrayed by Jonathan Pryce going through his life, having to deal with the same old mundane daily routine at work, and having to deal with this overbearing mother on top of that. He begins having strange visions of a beautiful woman, and when that woman actually appears to him in his life, he becomes obsessed and has to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, there's all kinds of unrest going on, and he finds himself crossing paths with many interesting individuals, including an old friend portrayed by Terry Gilliam's old Monty Python alum, Michael Palin, an unlicensed air conditioner repairman portrayed by Robert De Niro, and the licensed air conditioner repair people, with one of them played by the late Bob Hoskins. There are a lot of well-cast parts in this movie. We even get a part from Ian Holm, who you might remember from movies like Alien and the Lord of the Rings series. And the set design and production design are absolutely top-notch. Brazil is a beautiful-looking film, whether you're seeing the heart of this cold-hearted bureaucracy that somehow actually did manage to exist in this world, or you're seeing those surreal dream sequences with Jonathan Pryce in armor and wings trying to win away the woman that he loves from the forces of evil. I mean, you probably could have made a movie revolving just around those sequences, and it still would have been a great little fantasy picture. Brazil is a movie that has a lot of ideas. It throws a lot at the viewer. It can be a bit overwhelming at times, but I have to say, this movie certainly has a charm about it. I'd almost describe this as a cross between Blade Runner and 1984, although much more darkly comedic. And it's done exceptionally well. Gilliam is a fantastic director, and he knows what he's doing when he sits in that director's chair. Brazil, very well, may be the best of the movies that Gilliam has directed, and it's certainly become a personal favorite of mine over the years. Brazil is one of the movies the Criterion Collection has released the most over the years, and it's not hard to see why. It's an excellent film. So how does it look for its 4K Ultra High Def makeover? I have to say, this is an absolutely gorgeous looking transfer that I have no substantial complaints about. Much of this movie takes place in the dark, so the deeper, darker black levels and the added shadow details certainly lend themselves well here. But you also get a lot of neon lights in those darker settings, and that's the kind of thing that Dolby Vision was made for. It's a fantastic looking movie from start to finish. Understandably, there is going to be a little bit of grain spiking and detail loss in some of the effect shots, particularly in those dream sequences that I mentioned. But overall, Brazil looks absolutely fantastic. I don't think we could ever ask for the movie to look any better than it does here. Longtime fans will not be disappointed. We do get an entire Blu-ray of supplements in addition to the Blu-ray that contains the film. This includes the shorter Love Conquers All cut of the movie, which was the cut the studio wanted to make against Gilliam's wishes. And Gilliam, of course, stuck to his guns and released the film that he wanted, and that's by far the better one. Sadly, we don't get the original American theatrical cut of the movie here, but again, Gilliam's director's cut certainly is superior. And there are a lot of featurettes here. Again, it's stuff that you've seen before if you have already purchased the film from Criterion in the past. But you do owe it to yourself to watch these features or rewatch them if you are a fan, because they're packed with info. And fans of the movie or Gilliam or anything or anyone in between associated with this film will not be disappointed with what we have there. I would have liked to see maybe 1 or 2 new supplements, but that's a minor complaint. Overall, I can very highly recommend this release from Criterion. The film is great, the transfer is great, and there's a pretty robust supplement package as well. So, if you're a fan of cinema and you want to see Gilliam doing what he does best, there's no better film than Brazil. Definitely add this one to your collection. How about you? Are you a fan of Brazil? Do you think this is Terry Gilliam's best film as a director? If not, what is? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content because I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you find it helpful. I'm Timothy Carlson. I'll see you next time.